Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to CRL for round 8 at the Brazilian Grand Prix. My name is Indigo, and I'll be taking you through today's action for this 80-minute qualifier session and the 36-lap race we have ahead of us for tonight then. So, last time out, we were at the Monaco Grand Prix where Freefall took an incredible victory over the rest of his rivals after Phoenix, who got caught up by a few safety cars and also picked up damage as well in that middle stint, and it cost him dearly, and it enabled Freefall to get his second podium of the season and his first win. So Freefall really looks like he's on charge tonight, as we'll see if that progress continues throughout here in Brazil, as we see some cars then exit the pit lane to give us some entertainment. So it's the Haas who is the first one out on the circuit. That's Tobes down in 17th place, and we'll see what lap he can conjure up around here in Brazil. Brazil, very interesting track, of course. It used to be the last track of the season, but got replaced by Abu Dhabi because that's now the season ender. But we've seen plenty of championships won and lost here before in its past history as well, most famously back at the 2008 Brazilian Grand Prix, when it all happened down at Junção between Timo Glock and Lewis Hamilton. And we've had some amazing races here too in the past, with weather spicing things up in Brazil. And it's always a fantastic track to watch out for. One of the best races we had last season was this track at the Brazilian Grand Prix, when Max Verstappen started down in 17th place because I think in qualifying a yellow flag came out and it hindered his progress, and he had to slow down to adhere to the yellow flag. Then a red flag came out, of course. Then he started out at P17, made his way back to finish in first place to take his, I think, 9th win of the season in F1, as here we are coming through turn 1 and turn 2. It is very difficult because it's so easy just making a mistake through there by taking too much curb or just missing the apex completely. It's a hit and miss corner really, as we head down the Poster straight, headed down towards turn 4, slamming on the brakes as we head through 5th gear, just carrying the speed through the corner, as you can see, excelling all the curb on the outside there. Very nice use of the curb as we head now towards Ferradura, where we saw Charles Leclerc crash on a formation lap, I think, back in 2023, before we head towards these slow speed corners when we saw Nico Hülkenberg spin at the exit at the top of the hill of Ferradura, coming towards turn number 8, and we're coming towards turn 10 now, where we saw Lewis Hamilton and Alex Albon have their crash in 2019, and it cost Alex Albon his first potential podium in his F1 career, and Pierre Gasly was the one to pick up his first podium after being dropped in the same year by Red Bull into Toro Rosso, as Tobes now climbs towards the hill with the DRS wide open, about to find out what lap time he could set then as he makes his way towards the line. It's an 8.5, and we'll see if that sticks or not as the quickest time. But so far it's an 8.5, the rest of them have to be, as Williams makes his way towards the line now. That's Curly who's crossed the line to start 8th line lap. AJ headed down towards in the first set, so he talked about his ERSs. Did he goes quickest with an 8.2 by 0.3 of a second there, as Little One goes P3, Claire PR P4, 4-star P2, 8.4, 4-star back at the podium last week after a few races in limbo. He's finally found some form 4-star, and is with his rival Joshua not being here tonight. Big chance for 4-stars, gave some points as Harry Palmer now puts his Alpine going into P2. His RP teammate AJ Wuhan is headed down towards the hill with a 51.8, and we see what happened to Harry Palmer when a big win was on the cards for him, but unfortunately pitted at the wrong time, and it cost him dearly in terms of track position. He won't be making the same mistake twice, as Hobbs goes 5th, last week's podium sitter of course, as AJ goes towards the top of the time sheets with a 7.9. That's a blistering lap time there for AJ, as we see Cabonis pop himself inside the top 10. Does the Sauber driver now. We've still got other people out there yet to complete a flying lap. One of them's currently free fall as he makes his way now towards the line. He goes. Let's see where the Sauber driver goes. It's P2 with an 8.1. Tremendous pace in the last stages of this season from free fall, and it's showing once again. And that's the first lap times done and dusted then. We've still got Phoenix yet to finish a lap time, but he has invalidated that lap then, so it looks like he's going to go for his second lap. King Panda up into P4, made his debut back here in the USA Grand Prix a few races ago, pops himself into P4. Wee Rabbi as well in the Red Bull goes into 5th place, just ahead of Harry Palmer. They're not much separated by Harry Palmer nor King Panda. Phoenix now opens up a second lap around here. Let's see, can he keep it nice and tidy as he heads down towards turn 1 here into 3rd gear, upshifting to 4th, back in the car wanted to complain just a little bit there. It is very difficult because not a lot of grip on those curbs headed through turn 1 and turn 3. It's so difficult to get right, and your lap could be ruined even in the first 3 corners. That's how difficult this track is. I won't say it's that difficult, but it is in the first 3 corners is where I struggle the most. It's just you really need to open up a really good first 3 corners to continue with the rest of the lap as we head towards the top of Ferradura. Another nice part of the section. Now we're coming towards the slow speed technical section here in this middle sector. Just be very patient on the throttle because some people like to overstep it in that middle sector by getting on the throttle a bit too early. As he gets back on the throttle once again very nicely out of turn 10, headed downhill left-handed turn 11, where we saw Romain Grosjean crash back in 2012. As now we're headed through Junsao, out of the corner we go. It's very important to get that right because it leads onto straight immediately. As we see the DRS will be enabled as AFL has retired at the exit of turn 1. Here comes Phoenix now as he blasts towards the line. What's it going to be? Wow, 4 thousandths quicker than AJ Wuhan in P2. KXI goes up into P9 ahead of Hobbsy there. Hobbsy's going for a second lap on these set of soft compound tyres there. Wonder how they're holding up on those set of softs as we make our way out towards the line for Hobbsy as he cuts the beam. It's an 8.3, and despite a 3-lap hold tyre difference, as King Panda now goes up into P4, there's a Haas behind us who is going to go for a lap time. Looks like it's going to be Toby as the little one is on an out lap. So here's Toby headed through turn 1, but a massive snap already as he hooked the apex going towards turn 1 and already compromised as well. So that lap time there will be ruined for him. We've got Curly, who is also on a lap time, but I don't think he is, so he's going to head back in the pit lane then. So AFL has retired already. No Bosch Evans, like I mentioned tonight, so it looks like he won't be challenging for that win. Bosch Evans hasn't won a race yet this season, I don't believe, so he's still yet to do that if he can. With the remaining races we have this season, I believe there's about 3 or 4 races left this season. But yeah, Bosch, yes, he has. It's the Italian Grand Prix Monza he won, and I wasn't there for it, so that's why I couldn't exactly remember. But Bosch Evans has had 1 race win so far. Apologies about my voice going as well, and my jaw. It's yeah, every time I speak it hurts, so I'm not quite sure, but I'll try my best. But Diddy down in the middle sector, or the first sector, by 300ths of a second there, so let's see if he can find more time. Diddy's sat on the podium quite a few times this season, done a really good job for Ferrari. They regularly get himself inside the points pain position. So let's see if Diddy can keep it up. First scored a podium back at the Imola Grand Prix, did Diddy. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that was back at McLaren as well before he switched over to the Ferrari team as he heads back in the pit lane then. So he didn't feel like that lap time was good enough to promote him anywhere as 4 stars off the circuit at the exit of Junsao. So I wonder if he's made a big mistake or spun the car, as we've got Claire Piar go for a lap time in the Red Bull as Callum has lost his wings, so he's definitely not going for a flying lap there. We've got AJ now headed towards turn 3 we go. Let's see what he could do. Probably on a brand new set of soft compound tyres in the halfway mark of qualifying. Currently a few hundreds up. In the first sector is AJ Wuhan as he leans on the curve very nicely on the outside before we make our way now towards Ferradura. Let's see how it takes it. Just lift off through there into 6th gear. No need to tap on a brake, even lift off the throttle either. That's how much grip these cars have. Probably unrealistically as well, the cars on this game have. Because you don't really see that in real life, do you? It's usually a little bit of a dab on the brake and carry the speed through. But in these F1 cars, well, if in this game, that's certainly a different module than it should be in real life. As AJ's a 10th up in the middle sector there, so let's keep on board with him as he rounds off Junsao really nicely, using all the battery he has left. Him and Harry Palmer had a practice session as 3-4 goes up into P3 in the kick south, but he was already there before, wasn't he? Here comes AJ, it's pole with a 7.8 ahead of Freefall. And here comes Freefall now. He crosses the line and he stays where he is. He was a 10th up in the middle sector, but a 10th down in the last sector. So I wonder, did he make a mistake somewhere on that lap? I think he did. As Harry Palmer makes it an LP1-2. So valiant effort there from Harry Palmer. Is there any redemption for Harry Palmer? I wonder this Monday, as B-Rabbit is a few hundreds down in the middle sector. So not really opened up to be a good lap one for that one. Sorry, not really looking to improve on that one if we can find any more time in this last set. So here he is then as he makes his way towards the line. Let's see where the Red Bull driver can go. Yes, he can. P5, so he found a bit more time in the last set, so despite being down, it shows you there's still more lap time to be found there from the Red Bull driver if we keep it nice and tidy. Here comes Cavonis now, powering his way towards the line. He stays in P12. Looks like a Ferrari of Diddy is right behind too. Go for another flying lap. Where is Hobbsy? There he is in the Aston Martin coming towards in the first sector. Look at that, Hobbsy. 2 and a bit tenths up in the middle sector there as he exits turn number 4. Really nice then as we head down towards this short straight before we flick our way towards Ferradura. Who's that behind him? It's KXI. Is going for a lap right behind him too, as Hobbsy now in the Aston Martin has also picked up a few podiums this season, has been close to a win, but at the Monaco Grand Prix you dare say that Hobbsy should have been a bit more aggressive and elbows that, because he got overtaken twice in the same place unexpectedly at a track like Monaco at to back, and every time he got overtaken, Hobbsy 6 tenths up in the middle sector. He's absolutely flying, is the Aston Martin driver. Let's keep an eye on him to see if he'll take pole. I think he will for sure, but depends how much time he can find in this last set. So here he is, and Hobbsy climbs towards the line. It's a 7.6, and Hobbsy takes pole by over 0.2 of a second then. And that's going to be a very competitive time there for Hobbsy, and he'll be happy with that one. But anybody else out there improving so far? We have got King Panda improving by a 10th in the middle sector as we watch the Mercedes driver, the only Mercedes driver in the session with the DRS wide open. He climbs towards the line. It's a P5 for him with a 7.9. Is there any more time left for Panda in P5? KXI, we just saw behind Hobbsy in P8. Did he come towards in the first sector, but couldn't quite tell what he did. But as you can see there in the first sector alone, you can see that the ERS is already low because a lot of drivers drain it early doors. Be very careful with your ERS deployment as well. I know you save it in the middle sector due to the slow speed corners, but at the same time be very careful because you might run out of deployment before the line. I think some people are running up deployment as we see Phoenix there coming towards turn 2. That is super close to validation there, but it keeps it within the confines of the track limits, does Phoenix there, so gets away with it as we ride on board with the championship leader in P4. He's a few hundreds up in the first sector. It's FOL Phoenix as he rides the curve on the outside there. As you can see, just flirting with the track limits. That's exactly what you want to do. So you want to get as close as you can. As somebody's going for a spin out there, Toby. Not quite sure what's happened to him, but he gets going once again. We're back on board with Phoenix then, entering a turn 10 we go in this braking zone. Just open up the corner on the outside to get a really good run on the inside as we head out downhill towards Maguglio, as now we're headed towards Judge Sal. Phoenix interestingly only 1800s down, but can he find more time in the last set? I'm not quite sure. So will he abandon this lap time and get in the pit lane to go on the bonus sets of compound tyres? And he will. No, he won't, sorry. Here he is towards the line, and it's going to be a 7.9. Improves by 0.02 of a second there. As Phoenix then looks like he's struggling a bit in terms of his standards of qualifying. As Harry Palmer, AJ and Hobbsy, the top 3. We just saw Toby part of the exit at turn 1, so I'm not sure what happened to him, whether he made a mistake or not, or let somebody go. But 19 drivers have joined the session then for the Brazilian Grand Prix, and that has been the Polishman down there, who joins quite late, it must be said, all the time. But Toby is back in the pit lane then, as I think that Bean might only have about 2 laps if he wants to try and set a competitive lap time. Looks like the clouds are gathering in then, so it looks like we've lost a bit the sunshine out there. Maybe the temperature is starts to decrease as well. The track will be rubbering in, the track will continue to evolve as well, but of course I don't think we'll see any rain on the horizon anytime soon. Mighty Atom goes up into P17 just behind his teammate Curly in 16th place there. Big gaps between those guys as we see free fall in the kicks out, but there he is, a 10th up in the middle sector. Any more time left to be found from him? Last week's race winner, as free fall then continues to climb up the hill with the DRS wide open. Let's see, can he improve on a 8.1? He makes his way towards the line. He can, but it stays where he is right now, P6. Phoenix is going for another flying lap on the same set of soft pod tyres, so it looks like he maybe sacrificed the set of softs, so maybe we'll see then will that pay dividends, but he's already done one big push lap on those soft pod tyres. Has he got the pace to do two? Maybe not got the grip, so be very careful in these slow speed corners because they'll definitely give way very easily on those soft pod tyres. They're doing two flying laps on them, but here we are then, a massive wheel spin out the exit turn 10 there. Won't do his rears any favours whatsoever as we head downhill. He's a 10th up. Phoenix is a 10th up in a little sector there, so he's flying on his second lap time on the same set of soft pod tyres. Let's see, is this enough to take pole as the DRS is in the pit lane? Wow, so Phoenix then is in the pit lane, and that's going to be a very close call indeed. He needs to get in and out very quickly, does Phoenix, if he wants to do another flying lap on the last set of soft pod tyres. His one and only lap. Sorry if I am struggling to speak a bit, my jaw is aching, has ached for a long time. But we see the two Williams out there, P16 and P17, the battle for 16th place with Ruben in 15th in the Aston Martin. Elsewhere, we've got KXI go for a lap. He's a 10th up in the first set. So Tobes coming through turn 1 right now. As there's an Aston Martin right in front of us. Is that Hobbsy? Was it him? It was him. Hobbsy looks like he's going for a lap time, but he backs out of it. So I wonder if he made a mistake somewhere in the first sector, but gets in the way very quickly for KXI. And once again, those two are starting their laps together. What is it with those two doing laps together, KXI and Hobbsy? But now KXI downhill as he heads towards the end of the middle sector. How much time has he found or lost? The answer is 800ths of a second as Matthiasson is up into P15 ahead of Curly there, second off the pace of Hobbsy in the Aston Martin, but watch on board KXI to see what he does as he makes his way towards the line. He goes, it's P9 only for KXI. In the background comes Claire PR, but Claire PR stays where he is in P13, going for his last flying lap. Phoenix is on the circuit, there he is in the Ferrari, so definitely get a lap time. Will he though? I'm quite concerned about Phoenix. Will he get a lap time on the board? He has to push as hard as he can. Harry Palmer is backing off. Where's AJ Wuhan coming towards turn 10? Hobbsy has invalidated again. Hobbsy then qualifying is done and dusted for the Aston Martin driver as AJ Wuhan is a 10th up in the middle sector as we now watch him climb towards the hill. Can AJ take pole away from Hobbsy as King Panda now goes up into P2 in the Mercedes as AJ Wuhan cuts the beam? It's going to be P2 for him as he lost a bit of time in the last sector. 3-4s were tied at the exit turn 4, but where is Phoenix? How much time has Phoenix got as he makes his way towards the line? Oh, come on, yellow flag, get out of the way, man. He just made it over the line, did Phoenix. That's his last lap time. As that's it then for the top three. Harry Palmer headed through Veradora right now as we climb towards in 6th gear we go. Headed towards turn 8, but he missed the apex slightly. Headed through turn 9 we go. Went a bit deep in the first part, so might have cost himself a little bit of time. But Phoenix just made it through to start another flying lap as we watch Harry Palmer now in the Alpine as he cascades down the hill towards Bagulio. A 10th up in the middle sector is Hobbsy, but is Palmer. But nobody's beaten Hobbsy so far unless Phoenix can try and demote him. Phoenix is a few hundreds up in the first sector, so not going to be enough. But here comes Harry Palmer now with the DRS wide open. Let's see where can he put his Alpine as he crosses the line. It's P2 with a 7.6 there from Harry Palmer. Where's Phoenix? Look at that. The two and a bit tenths up in the middle sector as he drains the battery with the DRS wide open as he makes his way towards that. Is this pole? It's not pole, it's P2 with a 7.6 there. And I think qualifying is over. 4-star heads back in the pit lane. P6 would be his best for him. Ahead of 3-4 who we saw off at turn 4. Bean only put his Mercedes into P16 then, so not the qualifying he needed at all. Wee Rabbi just snuck inside the top 10. Diddy's in 8th place. King Panda, a great qualifier for him. After last race, didn't quite go well for him, but it is the Monaco Grand Prix, so what do you expect? But looks like King Panda's back in contention, and he's up into P5, so We'll just wait for the race as the qualifying is done and dusted then, so we can off into the 36. Formation lap is underway, and as you can see, majority of people have opted to go for the mid-car power tyre. That is the preferred strategy on this game nowadays. Mediums get them out the way first, then put the hardcore power tyres on, the durable tyres on towards the end. And we'll see what happens. We've got Hobbs, who's on pole. He took first place away from Phoenix when the lights went away. Maybe it's payback for Phoenix. Also take the lead away from Hobbsy, going down towards turn 1, but we'll see how all that falls. Phoenix has the inside line going down towards turn 1. Historically, on the inside line going down towards turn 1 has been the best place to start. Get the jump on your rival behind you, in front of you, and go down the inside. So let's see if Hobbsy can respond to that immediately and cover the threat from Phoenix, as he's already parked his car into the first grid slot, as he's left the rest of it behind, with AFL started down in P19. I like his helmet as well. Let's go back on board with that. I didn't quite see it, but yeah, running in the helmet. Actually mute myself. There it is. Anyways, all 90 drivers lined up in the grid. Clear PR is on the soft compound tyres. We expect him to have a grippier start than other people, but his tyres will die in the early stages of the Grand Prix. But we're all set there for the Brazilian Grand Prix. We're just waiting for the lights on the panels. Here we are. 2, 3, 4, 5 lights. And we're underway for the Brazilian Grand Prix. Hobbsy immediately goes left-hand side to cover Phoenix as we head down towards turn 1. Here comes Harry Palmer, side by side with FRL Phoenix as we head through turn 2 and turn 3. Phoenix trying to stick around the outside, off the track already to maybe picked up a warning there. But the two boys from Manchester are wheel to wheel as Harry Palmer just inches forwards as he puts himself into P2 ahead. All Phoenix then gets dropped into P3. Further down the field, we've got some more people fighting in the midfield. That's Wee Robbie on the inside. Diddy goes off the circuit there, picking up some understeering as the car is very heavy at this stage as he drops down into P9 just behind Wee Robbie as we continue the fight. Up the hill we go with King Panda looking very interested. So far, it looks like a relatively clean start from everybody so far, as it looks like Diddy tries to fight back, but I think Wee Robbie just held him off as he stays in P8. This is good for Wee Robbie because I know he's been struggling in the last few races, but he's up there as Phoenix now has been dropped backwards. AJ Wuhan has put himself into P3, so what on earth happened there? Did Phoenix make a mistake? Did AJ find a way past in turn 10? Did he go to the inside? However, Phoenix though has been dropped into P4, and 4-star now is on the back of King Panda, who is putting pressure on Phoenix ahead of us as we head down towards turn 1 we go. King Panda shaping up a move on Phoenix, of course. He went defensive down the inside, did the Ferrari driver, so it might got put offline, but the DRS will be enabled then, as we'll see it open up right now on this straight. We've got a spinner, which is AFL, who's going for a spin at the exit of turn 2, as he'll join right at the back of the field, and his race will be Hobbsy, who leads the Grand Prix, followed by 2 Alpines. And the 2 Alpine boys we saw get very close back at the Mexican Grand Prix, but of course they both split the strategy that day. This time, but on the mini compound tyre, 4-star going a bit out wide there as Freefall continues to put pressure on him. Remember the podium last week? It was Hobbsy, Freefall, and 4-star. As Freefall gets a very bad exit at turn 10, his fellow Scotsman, Wee Robbie, is on the back of him too, ready to take advantage of him. But so far, Hobbsy still leads this Grand Prix, looking for his first win of the season. But Harry Palmer thinks differently. Both Harry Palmer, Hobbsy, and AJ are looking for their first win of the season. And already Harry Palmer takes the lead of the Grand Prix as we head towards turn 1. Palmer's in front ahead of Hobbsy. And that Hobbsy is an outpit sandwich, but Phoenix there getting out of shape in towards turn 1 as he took the inside curb a bit too much there. Now under pressure from the Mercedes driver, King Panda behind as he goes defensive on the inside. Here comes Panda, but he may be boxed in as here comes Hobbsy down the inside. Palmer as Phoenix makes contact to the back of AJ Wuhan, but luckily no further damage done between those two. Now 4-star gets a good run as he puts himself into P5. Lovely move there from 4-star. He puts himself into 5th now after King Panda tried to overtake. But now 4-star goes a bit deep as King Panda trying to go back around the outside. He can. Can he make it stick? Yes, he does. As sorry, what's his name? Freefall almost lost it at turn 10, and Hobbsy has lost it too. He's been pushed into P2. He wasn't going to the carbon momentarily. But that battle between 4-star Panda could have broken the DRS on the 3rd lap of the Grand Prix. We know how important DRS is in the Grand Prix to pull away and break that gap over the rest of the field, become a splitter in the train. And here comes Hobson now back, and here comes the two Alpines side by side in towards turn one as AJ muscles his way past his teammate to put himself into P2. Double Alpine podium it was, like in the Brazilian Grand Prix last year with Esteban Ocon and Pierre Gasly sharing the podium for the first time in their F1 career together. As we see that AJ now striking down the inside of turn 4, but Hobson just has the car out in front to stay in front of AJ for the time being. Seen plenty of this going on before with the DRS trains. They were all so close, right behind each other. Where is Bosch Evans? I wonder what he could have done tonight if he was involved in this Grand Prix. Bean has taken the second Mercedes car as Wee Rabbi has got some pace. Up into P6 he goes, but there could be a breakage in this DRS train. The longer they scrap, the worse it gets for them. So they need to split up this fight immediately and follow the DRS train. I can't reiterate enough how important DRS trains are in this Grand Prix. Yes, it's boring, but at the same time you've got to stick with them because that's when you can fight later on in the Grand Prix when you're on the different tyre. As Harry Palmer is right behind AJ Wuhan as we go side by side again with the two Alpine drivers as being spun at the final corner as Harry Palmer. But here comes AJ back though around the outside, but thinks better of it and stays behind his teammate. This is great scrapping so far. Are Alpine just playing team orders or are they just playing go for it so far in the Grand Prix? All or nothing for the Alpine drivers. They've got a very strong lineup in the background. Freefall is pressurised with 4-star as we head down towards turn 4. Remember, Freefall made a big mistake the last lap when he lost the back end of the car, but saved it. But so far, who's appealing to me? It was Wee Rabbi. It is Wee Rabbi, sorry. He's appealed to me so far in this Grand Prix. Opened my eyes because he's got some mega pace as the Red Bull driver. He's in this DRS train and he can set his sights after King Panda as well. So this is fantastic stuff so far from Wee Rabbi in the Red Bull. Ben Clark is usually in the Red Bull team, but of course Ben is not here today, unfortunately. Wee Rabbi hasn't had an appearance for a long time either, for quite a while this season, so he's making big inroads. Last time he appeared was in the Mexican Grand Prix, finished inside the top 10. And here he is side by side with Panda, puts himself into P5, or does he? King Panda does back out of it as the Red Bull driver gets on the curb and almost lost the car. That is so lethal, that curb is. And now Harry Palmer is starting to put pressure on Hobbs in front of us. Here he is then. Palmer pulls the left hand side as he will retake the lead of the Grand Prix before turn 4. A nice classic swap there for the DRS as Phoenix is stuck in P4 behind this DRS train, not able to go anywhere, being further behind in the DRS train, of course, not able to move. As further behind, we've got some more cars scrapping away. Here we go then, in this midfield pack, 4-star, getting all squirrely in the slow speed corners. The exit of turn 8 there has Freefall for company, although Freefall had a few mistakes by himself. But there's a big DRS train from first all the way down to 40th place. Claire PR, however, remember he started on the soft compound tyres, hasn't got anywhere. Birds stayed the same actually. Yeah, hasn't changed position whatsoever. So this hasn't really utilised those soft compound tyres to his advantage, and therefore, the longer this plays out for him, the worse it gets as the tyre wear will start to play an effect. Here comes AJ down the inside. Bean has spun in towards Josao. AJ puts himself into P2. It's an RP1-2 now. And here comes FML Phoenix looking to take advantage of Hobbsy as the DRS is enabled for the Ferrari driver. Hobbsy defends the inside line as he covers him off for the time being. I thought for 1 second Phoenix would try and throw it down the inside, but thinks wisely about it as he remains behind for the time being then. Lap 7 out of 36 is an Alpine 1-2 so far in this race, as Wee Rabbi is still sticking on the back of his train. Great drive from Rabbi so far in P5, the highest Scotsman, if you do include AJ, because he's from Manchester who lives in Scotland. As now going towards turn 10 we go. Haven't seen this sort of pace from Wee Rabbi for such a long time, but so far doing a tremendous job, pressurising Phoenix, but he is quite on the battery, of course. Some guys further ahead are quite sufficient in terms of saving battery, knowing when to use it and how to use it. And there goes Panda back on Rabbi, puts himself into P5. AJ's back ahead of Harry Palmer, and side by side goes 4-star and Freefall. and 4-star gets demoted down as a P8, and ahead of us, that's Freefall, that's Phoenix, sorry, who's on the back of Hobbsy, going down towards turn 4 we go, in the braking zone, but not able to make a move. But we Rabbi though, I thought he would lose the DRS because he was so wide going towards turn 2 and turn 3. King Panda went up the inside, and Rabbi went out wide as, he's so close to lose the DRS. The gap is 9 tenths per second, but in the slow speed corners, he should be able to catch up with the guys in the dirty wake of each other, so maybe use this advantage to try and get himself back in there. However, Freefall and 4-star can't leave each other alone as they continue their scrap for P7 and P8 in the Kickstarter and the RB, of course. Two-handed drivers for the second and third championship places, because I think Freefall, sorry, I keep messing up their names all the time. Phoenix, 3-star, never mind. But anyways, here comes Phoenix, and here comes Harry Palmer overtaking AJ Wuhan, and Phoenix puts himself into P3 ahead of Hobbsy, as he's finally put himself further up the field. The pecking order has these bit of EUS to get past him. But let's see if Hobbsy responds to that. We know that Hobbsy, when the tyres start to increase in age, he does struggle just a little bit. I noticed that every time that when the tyres starts getting older and older, he seems to be struggling. So I wonder if that could be a factor here in Brazil. Look at that. Climb up towards the hill in Verador. Nice sequence of corners before we head our way towards the slow speed corners. You can see that the back end of the car wanted to complain as Hobbsy there drifted to the corner. As now Freefall has broken the DRS gap, and there's been a second split in the train from Freefall downwards. That battle has cost him dearly by going side by side. Wee Rabbi's hanging on to the back of this train, doing a good job so far. Is the Red Bull driver is out of DRS range for Freefall, and in the DRS range of Panda and Hobbsy. As here we go once again between the two LP drivers, they've got themselves Phoenix right behind him. As once again both LPs just swapped there as AJ puts himself back into first place. Ahead of Harry Palmer, but gets a moment out of turn number 1 as he went on the curb, and now Palmer will slip through again with the DRS. As will Phoenix try to take advantage of that as well. We'll try to split both RP drivers up. No, he won't. Stays in P3. Very methodical and calm is Phoenix, not to go for it in the early stages and just bide his time in P3. Although his Monaco didn't go quite well for him at all, but at the same time, a championship is won over a season and not a race, and that's why he's becoming a champion very soon. Is Phoenix. They had the likes of Bosch Evans trying to come after him, but Bosch Evans is not here tonight. It's lap 10 out of 36 with Harry Palmer still leading this Grand Prix ahead of AJ. Both RPs doing a good job working in harmony together to try and keep the rest of the guys behind. Use the DRS as a defense mechanism tool to keep the guys behind as well, but it could be a bit difficult because Phoenix now will start to force the pressure on the two RP drivers in front of us. As we see, both RPs swap once again, AJ and Harry Palmer. Doing a very good job so far as we head down towards turn 1 as 4-star has been overtaken by Freefall. The gap keeps increasing between Freefall and Rabbi. The gap is now 1.4 seconds as they all bunch up in this train. It looks like Hobbsy starts to struggle just a little bit in terms of the tyres getting older, but you can pit this lap if you want to and take them towards the end. I commentated over a race where I saw somebody do the whole race distance on the hardcore powered tyres and still win. The tyres was about 34 lap old, and they still won the Grand Prix. That's how durable the hardcore powered tyres, but it's all about how you can manage them, of course. That's if no safety car comes out. That's when you can do the strategy. Some people have got excellent tyre management skills indeed, able to keep the tyres a long way. But it's all about surviving in the first stint, because I know the medium compound tyres, when they get old, it's just a bit difficult to keep them under control, keep the tyres in the working temperature range, and keep the wear to a minimum as well, because it's so difficult to do so. And the medium compound tyres don't have that option. Hobbsy, however, is under massive pressure from Panda out behind as he pulls out of the slipstream, and now Panda puts himself into P4. Great! Oh, he hits the back of Phoenix. Oh, he almost spins him, but keeps the car in the right as Hobbsy there gives him a bit of a tap as Panda goes off the track. Now Hobbsy has to keep himself a DRS range of Phoenix. He can't afford to break the DRS of Phoenix. He needs to use a bit more battery because Hobbsy's 1 second outside the DRS range now. of Phoenix. So the top three could pull away. And that was all down in towards turn one when Panda hit the back of Phoenix and almost spun him around. And Hobbsy won't be happy about that. DRS has been broken as well because he needs to use this middle sector. He needs to use this middle sector to close in. As he's making a mistake, the massive counter steer as well at the exit of turn number 8 as he tries to get the throttle as quickly as he could. You can see the car moving around, and that's what happens when you make mistakes the first stint like that. Is there any way for Hobbs to get himself back in DRS before it's a bit too late? Wee Robbie has over to keep Panda now. As the top three have been left alone out there, it is AJ Palmer and Phoenix who leads this Grand Prix. So here comes Harry Palmer on his own team. He once again puts himself back into first place. What will Phoenix do? He's just sitting patient in P3, just biding his time, waiting for the right opportunity to come his way. And now here comes the second train of Hobbsy, Rabbi and King Panda. Now 3-4's back in the DRS race despite being out of it as Wee Rabbi puts himself into P4. As we see, both Alpines are getting so close. They're just trying to keep Phoenix boxed in behind, but off the track goes Harry Palmer, and now Phoenix is side by side with him as we head towards Ferrador. We go as Harry Palmer just a little the brakes there, stays in P2, sorry. It looks like that was a very late call to allow AJ go, because they want to keep they want to keep Phoenix boxed in as much as they can. But you know what's funny? All three of them are in a party together. Phoenix, Palmer, and AJ, all three of them are in the same party. So Phoenix there will probably not be happy, but you can see that massive snap there at the exit of Jones South for Phoenix as his tyres start to get even worse. The tyres should start to fall off right about now. Maybe the mini compound tyres are starting to drop away slightly. This is the right time to pit if they want to, but maybe the guys will keep extending. Freefall is in the pits, so that's the first one to come in the pit lane to get off those mini compound tyres and put on a set of hards. As Rabbi does get past Hobbsy on the last lap, as Panda is right behind him. Here he is with a better exit, but Hobbsy defending on the left hand side. I don't think Hobbsy's happy about what Panda did in turn 1 a few laps ago. That was very aggressive there from Hobbsy, forcing Panda to stay behind him as 3-4's rejoined down in P17, just behind Curly, who's fighting with Ruben in the other Aston Martin. But which one of these three will decide to pull the trigger first and go for the pit stop? We know that one Alpine is destined to stay out there, but the question is who, as Harry Palmer and AJ Wuhan will discuss the strategy, but they can't afford to leave it out there too late because Phoenix might go to the pit lane first and try and do the undercut at least one of them. So we'll see then which one of these three will pit first as they make their way towards the pit lane entry we go, and neither driver is pitting as here comes AJ on Palmer again, and here comes Phoenix. When he go for an overtake, he will. He puts himself into P2 ahead of Harry Palmer. AJ goes a bit deep in the corner as we exit turn number 3 and turn 4, with turn 2 and turn 3, with Phoenix having the DRS at the back of AJ as he puts himself now into the lead of the Grand Prix for the first time in this race. But both Alpines settle into P2 and P3, knowing of the advantage with Phoenix there almost lost it out of turn number 4. That was super close to hit the barriers and ending his race right there and then. Both Alpines settle into P2 P3, but are they going to pit this lap? How long are they extend? But Claire PR, however, is still on the soft compound tyres after all that, so still there. I wonder if soft compound tyres must be fading away. Sorry about that, I actually read somebody's voice message. But let's see then if anybody dives off. Is the pit lane this lap? No, they don't. Oh, what's happened there? Harry Palmer! Oh my goodness me, can you get any more bizarre than that? What a bizarre mistake. How on earth have you done that? Oh my goodness me. Harry Palmer keeps throwing wins away like there's no tomorrow. And little one is the pit lane as the VSC has came out. But how on earth do you crash like that? I have no idea. Never seen anybody crash like that other than Kimi Räikkönen when he spun on the straight in 2016 when he was pouring it down in wet conditions. But you can understand that, of course. Max Verstappen back in 2016 as well. But Harry Palmer, how on earth did he do that? Why? More bizarre mistakes there going on for Harry Palmer. Now it's AJ who's left alone to fight Phoenix. So if Phoenix had his arm tied behind his back, but at least now he can fight AJ without AJ's assistant Harry Palmer. Surely these guys may consider a pit stop. There's no safety car out there. 4-star is into P3. He was fighting 3-4, who's down into P11, who's rejoined right behind Hobbsy as well. Maybe the spot for P3 could be back on the cards. We're about to find out, but surely these guys pit now. Yes, they do. It's an absolute no-brainer to pit. As Phoenix there almost lost the car as well. Who just stayed out? 4-star has stayed out, and I think that's going to be... Yeah, that's not a good decision whatsoever. He should have pitted, but I know the VSC just ended. Out the pit lane comes out the pit lane comes Phoenix and AJ Wuhan. Harry Palmer changing his nose as Marty Atom goes up into P2 in the Williams. As here comes the leading pack, then the net leaders of this Grand Prix. As King Panda puts himself into P3, so he's done the undercut, and how he's the effective race leader of this Grand Prix. So Panda pitting early has benefited him, and now he's up into P3. And now Phoenix's next target is to get past Little One. AJ's dropped away from Phoenix, so he needs to catch up to his AJ Wuhan if he wants a shot at winning this Grand Prix. But somebody's gone for a spin. That is probably AFL. It is AFL who's in the barriers. I'm not quite sure what happened to him. But here we are then. There's a mixture of cars in the way. Little One has been benefited as well. He's up into P4. What a massive undercut there from Little One. AFL has been disqualified for parking in a dangerous location. But Little One, out of nowhere, is up into P4. So Freefall, Hobbsy and Rabbi have been hugely disadvantaged because people didn't expect him around on now. And here comes, look at that, Mighty Assen gets swamped on the straight. King Panda puts himself into P2 ahead of Little One. Here comes Little One down the inside, in towards turn 1 he goes, side by side, but Panda just stays in front and into P2 as 4-star continues his stint on the medium compound tyres. And here comes Phoenix now on side by side with Mighty Atom. He puts himself into P5 as Little One goes up into P2 ahead of King Panda. Mighty Atom goes off the track, and AJ, how risky is he feeling to get past this Williams? He needs to get past... he needs to get past him quickly, but safely as well. Make sure to get held up behind as Ravi... Oh my goodness me. Wow. But yeah, anyways, Ravi's broke his wing. AJ's been caught up in some bullshit like that. As now, Little One, King Panda and Phoenix are left out there. We're halfway into the Grand Prix. Hobbsy is behind Mighty Atom as we ride on board. AJ, I don't think he's got any front wheel damage. He can still continue. He can, thankfully. But that's his race winning potential. That's probably his race win over now. Unless, of course, he can try and catch up to these guys, which is quite difficult to do. But Little One now up into P2. Been a long time since Little One been on the podium since his championship winning days for Tier 3. And now King Panda's on the back, and he does have a 3-second time penalty, but that strategy has paid dividends for him, and now he's up into P2. And 4-star has decided to stay out there on the older medium compound tyres, so let's see what he does in terms of a strategy. So both Alpines who are really 1-2 are now been disadvantaged by this. That's what happens when you're stuck behind somebody on older tyres. AJ essentially had nowhere to go as the doors open for Phoenix to go through, and he does go through, and no competition there between Little One and Phoenix. Phoenix can now set about his sights after King Panda. The difference in tyres is 1 lap, of course, between those tyres. AJ still in P7, so can he try and fight back towards the front end of the field? Can he try and catch Phoenix and Panda with about 16 laps left to go? Has he still got that pace? But definitely been unlucky in this part of the race. And here comes AJ on Hobbsy. AJ has set the fastest for the Grand Prix as he puts himself down the inside in towards turn 1 we go, ahead of Hobbsy. Hobbsy's lost pace as well for sure after that first stint. as we go back on board with second and third then. So Phoenix is right behind Panda. 16 laps left to go. They're catching 4-star at a rate of knots as KXI has retired and a safety car has been deployed then. So KXI has caused the safety car and 4-star. Well, sorry to die your strategy, but I obviously can't tell the future, so well done for staying out there. Amazing job. Yeah, so yeah, well done 4-star. I wonder what will the rest of the guys do then. I think there's not any point going to the mini compound tires now, is there? Might as well just stay out there. Maybe the guys at the lower end of the field might consider mediums, but anybody gonna go for it? Oh, yeah, they are. So they all go in the pit lane to get off the hard compound tires. Little one gets a 10-second time penalty and 4-star. Why on earth have you done that on the soft compound tires? It's not a good tire. Oh my goodness me. No, I know Clear PR did it, but on the 40 level soft compound tires, but the softs are a terrible tire on this circuit. So the rest go in for medium compound tires. A few opt to stay out there. 3-4's gone through. Harry Palmer has gone through in the Alpine, who crashed earlier on the Grand Prix. As Little One's retired in the pit lane. He is out of this Grand Prix, so we're from 0 to 0 in a matter of seconds. I don't think 4-star has made the right call in P2. He's on the soft compound tires. Try like this. Degradation's high and the tires not good. Yes, the safety car will help for a few laps, but I expect the medium runners and the people, even on the hard compound tires, be better than the softs towards the end as well. So I think 4-star may have shot himself in the foot in P2. That's what happens when. Don't matter, but that's what happened, yeah. Whilst the safety car's out, I'll take a short break. I have a solo commentator. Safety car is in at the end of this lap then, so consume. I can't even speak no more, never mind. Continue racing as Phoenix will take them away in the hard compound tyres, as 4-stars the one to watch the soft compound tyres. Yes, the tyres can go towards the end, but they'll be dead towards the end, so watch out for that. The tyre drop off towards the end, so he needs to he needs to try and utilise these as quick as possible before they start to wear off. And we'll go racing once again then, as we see a multi-car scrap going on the midfield there, as we head down towards turn 1. We go AJ down the inside on the outside of Wubin, but Here he is. Oh, that's so close there. Rubin's still on the outside, but AJ gets a better exit on those fresher medium compound tyres. He puts himself into P7 now. As you watch the people, and here comes Hobbsy past his own teammate too, as he puts himself into P8 on a brand new set of medium compound tyres. Indeed, 4-star, not really capitalising on the soft compound tyres. He should have pitted on the hard compound tyres. I'm not quite sure why he did not. Anyways, we'll learn that later on in the Grand Prix as it goes on. 3-4 is pressuriser Toby. Toby looking for a second podium of the season. And 3-4 looking for the podium add to his tally after a great run. In the last few races, here comes Harry Palmer trying to sneak up the inside of turn 10. No contact is made, just enough space is given. Harry Palmer is trying to get back at the podium after that bizarre crash on the straight as we head out John Sarr. Right, now we go. No DRS course enabled, but the gap is 1.4 seconds already between Toby and 4-star. So 4-star's pulled away, chased after Phoenix, but Phoenix knows his tyres will be better in the next few laps or so. As we head down towards turn 1 we go with all these drivers, but there's contact between King Panda and Harry Palmer. Both drivers used to race together as well in the same division all those seasons ago, if you remember back then, as Harry Palmer needs to get past, and here we are going down towards turn 4. That's an Alpine going to the inside, and Harry Palmer goes out wide. AJ gets to the curb, and King Panda is able to go swooping through up into P5. Though, where's Harry Palmer? Rejoined down in P9. It's been an absolute messy race with Palmer. And now here comes Hobbsy and AJ going wheel to wheel as AJ has a bit of a snap, and now Hobbsy puts himself into P6 with Wee Rabbi, who's having a decent race so far after sustaining front wing damage at the back of AJ Wuhan. Is now fighting Harry Palmer on the outside in towards turn 10. Has the better grip though. Down the inside he goes in towards Magello, but actually Harry Palmer carries the speed around the outside. And here comes the Aston Martin of Ruben, taking on Diddy, pulls himself into P2. That's a nice optimistic move there. Panda now is up to P4, head of 3-4. 3-4 is fighting with Hobbsy for 4-star. Takes the lead of the Grand Prix. Fastest lap as well on those soft compound tyres. And let's see if Phoenix gets it back immediately. Going down towards turn 4 with the DRS wide open when he get past him immediately. 4-star can't really pull away in those soft compound tyres. As we go wheel to wheel in towards turn 4, Phoenix back around the outside as he stays in P1 for the time being. Toby, however, is still on the podium, so great defending from him. Harry Palmer now side by side with Rabbi. Rabbi's pulling himself up to P8. Ruben just goes out wide there, picks himself up a 3-second time penalty, but yeah, Harry Palmer race going from bad to worse, unfortunately there for the RP driver, who just after it should have been RP's race really, but mistakes were made along the way. Maybe not because of AJ's fault. Yeah, it's just that Harry Palmer is making these stupid mistakes, it must be said. I don't understand why he does it or how he does it. What goes into Harry Palmer's head sometimes just baffles me. And now Panda pressurising Tobes as the DRS is wide open for him. Then Panda, a great race for him, looking for another podium here as he sets the fast up the Grand Prix, puts himself into P9 ahead of the Haas driver. Toby did a good job defending, but it was short-lived after now he releases King Panda. But now Hobbs is still there in P5 on the mediums too, so maybe a chance for a podium could be still on for him. Despite dropping backwards in the early stages, he puts himself into P4. If you remember as well, those two of Hobbsy and King Panda were scrapping away so hard in the first stint. It broke the DRS gap, and now they're back together for P3, so it shows you how many times a race could change with a safety car. Because the whole stretch of this race has completely swung around. Hobbs has made a mistake, and here comes Toby and AJ Wuhan. And these small mistakes are costing Hobbsy big time. And here comes AJ, but that was a very optimistic move indeed. I don't think the door was open for that one, as AJ found out very shortly as he got shot in his face. And Palmer and Wee Rabbi going side by side. Wee Rabbi just a bit late to the brakes as he stays in P8, but they'll have DRS on the back of the guys ahead. And here comes 4-star to retake the lead of the Grand Prix. There is 10 laps left to go in this race, and the battle is for P1. But you think that Phoenix has the advantage on those hard compound tyres, because those soft compound tyres we know are a scuffed tyre. As AJ Wuhan and Hobbsy get so close again as the yellow flags in the background. Here comes Phoenix back on 4-star as he puts himself back in the lead of the Grand Prix. There is no way the 4-star can pull away on those soft compound tyres because, mind you, the soft compound tyres have probably reached their peak already, being 6 lap olds. Spent a few laps behind the safety car, did the soft compound tyres, but still. They can go towards the end, but what I'm saying is that the peak grip on those softs will go. He will start to feel the effects of those soft compound tyres. He'll start to slide around in the slow speed, high speed corners. The likes of Phoenix can pull away. Probably Panda and AJ will catch up too, but we'll see then if 4-star strategy paid dividends later on in the Grand Prix or not. I think he should. I think, in my personal opinion, still should have pitted onto hard compound tyres because yes, he'll have younger tyres by about 4 laps and don't have to worry about tyre life towards the end. 4-star puts himself back into the lead of the Grand Prix ahead of Phoenix once again. As Phoenix there really cut to the corner in towards turn 2, so may have picked up a warning for that one. King Panda doing a mega job once again in the Mercedes camp as Phoenix just backs out of that battle. There is 8 laps left to go in this race. Can 4-star hold on to a podium as well? That's one of my biggest questions for tonight. If 4-star could hold on to a podium, because King Panda will be catching. The gap is 3.2 seconds, so just remember that between King Panda and 4-star. AJ is 1.5 behind, dragging along Hobbsy. Toby's still there in P6 with Rabbi right behind him, Harry Palmer as well. Toby did a good job so far. 3-4, what did have good pace at the very start, but he pitted quite early to do the undercut on the guys ahead. But Phoenix now puts himself back into first, ahead of 4-star again. Four-star wins this race. It's been absolute incredible drive from him, especially with the soft compound tyres, because that's a very optimistic way of taking them that long. Oh my goodness! Phoenix has spun and he's hit the wall! Turn 4! What a big mistake from Phoenix. That he did the same thing a few laps ago. He's broken his wing too, so not even a podium is going to Phoenix there. An odd mistake for a championship contender. Now 4-star's been released. The door's been wide open as Hobbsy's coming around the outside, but Phoenix defends that one. As Hobbsy does not go down the inside, but there's one more spot on the podium left for these guys. And oh, who's that? That's a Red Bull and an Alpine going off the track there. Hobbsy, Harry Palmer and Wee Rabbi going off the track. And Hobbsy is right behind Phoenix now as he will overtake him. With the DRS wide open we go. 4-star will be absolutely delighted that that's happened. Of course he will be. Well, no, and here comes AJ on Phoenix 2. Puts himself into P4. Phoenix is wingless, so there's nothing he can do about it. He'll struggle from now to the end. There's no point pitting, but I still suspect there's a battle for P1 going on here between King Panda and 4-star. King Panda has been released to chase after 4-star. Will 4-star's tyres hold on, or can 4-star do enough to win this Grand Prix? It's all down towards the top 2. The tyre advantage should have swung towards King Panda's way. He's got about 6 laps to try and hunt down 4-star if he can. But he needs to start making inroads now, otherwise it'll be a bit too late between those two. Will 4-star win this race? I still doubt the strategy, by the way. I mean, even if 4-star does win this race, that's still the wrong strategy in my opinion. I don't agree with it at all, but it is what it is. Maybe I don't like it to be proved wrong, but at the same time, if this was Division 1 or anything like that, then yeah, that'd definitely be the wrong strategy. But anyways, here comes AJ Hobbsy now as he puts himself into P3. Tobes and did he get past Phoenix? Great drive from Toby in P5 despite being on the older hard compound tyres. And Diddy is right behind him too. You know what? The gap stabilises between P1 and P2, so King Panda needs to find a bit more pace if he wants to hunt down 4-star towards the end of this race. There's a battle still going on for P3. One more spot left between those two. Who is it going to be? They both deserve it after what happened in their race, but there's only one more spot left between AJ and Hobbsy to determine who'll finish in P3. They've both been through a lot in this race, but AJ got tangled up with Curly on all the tyres. Phoenix will be absolutely furious with his mistake. The gap's gone down to 2.7 seconds. There's been 4/10, 5/10 now. The gap is 2.6. Can King Panda gain on 4-star? King Panda hasn't won a race since the Chinese Grand Prix, I think, a few seasons ago when he was battling Bazza Fox. As Jack DNF, been a long time since I've seen you here, mate. Nice to see you here. Maybe you still recognise my voice, but Jack says, "Come on, Jacob." Which is AJ Wuhan, of course. But the gap's gone down. The gap is 2.3 seconds between 4-star and Panda. So that's about 8/10 gained in one lap. Panda is hunting him down. There is 4 laps left to go. Can Panda do it? As 3-4 picks himself up a second tyre penalty. I wonder if 4-star is starting to feel the effects of those soft compound tyres started to go on his RB. Don't look pretty, do they? On those soft compound tyres, you can see that the tyres are fading away as there's yellow flags down there. Bean's gone for a spin the exit of turn 4, but in the middle sector is where Panda will gain all of his time. Long time no see. I thought I'd tune in again. You're doing a great job. Thank you, Jack. Appreciate that, mate. Nice to see you here as well. And yeah, thanks for popping in, mate. Been an absolute. It's been a long time since we commentated with you boys with Sadistic King, etc. Still know who that is. You're doing a great job. Thank you, mate. I'm still ill and I'm doing my absolute best to try and keep up with all the action here as Phoenix has overtaken Wee Rabbi. Poor Phoenix, man. As Nathan JB is in the chat as we head down towards turn 1. Phoenix gets past Harry Palmer. In towards turn 1 we go. As Harry Palmer trying to do the switch back, but he gets a 3-second time to does Phoenix, and now Wee Rabbi is looking to go on the outside, but he's too far away. Phoenix does not have the DRS, and here comes Rabbi on Phoenix as he puts himself into P9 now. The gap is 1.9 seconds, 1.8, so King Panda is chasing down his prey, but watch out because AJ's still there in P3. AJ has still got some good pace there, so King Panda needs to push as hard as he can to get a 4-star, keep AJ behind out of his DRS. So Panda in a bit of a predicament here, realising that he's going to go on the charge and the attack and the defence as well, bringing along Hobbsy in P4. Long time no see. How's it going? Glad to see the league is still going strong. Yeah, it's still going strong. We had a bit of a break between season 10 and season 11, a 10-month break, as ACC was taking charge at one point on Sundays. But Division 2 is on Thursdays, Division 1 is on... Hobbsy! Made a big mistake out of turn 2. Hobbsy keeps making these mistakes and he keeps losing these chances of a podium. Keeps making all these mistakes, does Hobbsy. There's 3 laps left to go in this race. King Panda needs to find a bit more time. The gap is 1.4 seconds there. Right in front of him is 4-star on old soft compound tyres. Doing a mega job is 4-star. But soon, King Panda will be on his tail. King Panda sensing another win after making his debut back here in CRL in the USA Grand Prix. Finished P3. It was a double Mercedes podium on that day as well, with Bosch Evans in P2, King Panda in P3. But look at that, the gap's gone down dramatically. The gap is 1 second between Panda and 4-star. Hard to believe it's come to 5 years since I joined you guys. Started league race, so just feel that long ago. Yeah, Jack, I first started commentating here as well 5 years ago. I can't believe it either. It's been like an absolute incredible roller coaster, this league. Had many highs and many lows, many down moments and many highs. But yeah, that's what happens in every single league. Sometimes, in order to fall, in order to rise, you're gonna fall sometimes. As Mercedes has spun the background, that's been again, but that won't matter. No safety car can be deployed. I remember the peak moments here in this league. I've been there for every single moment, commentating for multiple divisions. And I've been around since 5 years to commentate for Nathan JB. But to the present, it's King Panda of 4-star. 4-star has been around this league for such a long time, I think, since Season 2. Maybe Season 1, since the very beginning. But King Panda is pressurising 4-star now. Let's see then, on the last lap of this Grand Prix. Nathan JB as Hobbs going for a spin. Nathan JB says 5 years and he still hasn't won the championship. The closest he's finished is P2, I think, behind Ferg. But here comes King Panda then, already taking the lead of the Grand Prix side by side. And Panda, on the last lap, takes the lead of the Grand Prix. But was that the wise thing to do? Because sometimes you can be out-dragged on the line on the last lap. Let's see if Panda can use his BD compound tyres to pull away from 4-star. Can 4-star respond back? As we see now, him headed down towards... Here comes 4-star. Oh! There was almost contact between the two, but King Panda, did he shot himself in the foot here? Because sometimes first place is not always best to be on the last lap because you get out-dragged towards the line. I've been out-dragged. I've out-dragged somebody. But it all depends. Can you get a good last run out of these corners? Be very clean. Be very patient with the throttle. Get the exit you need. Try and put yourself a few meters between yourself and second place. AJ's closed in, but at the very last moment, it's still a podium. But King Panda can sense a win, but can he though? As we see 4-star right behind, it's very important to get a good exit out of here. It's 5/10 could be enough between 4-star and King Panda, or the battery will be drained on the straight. 4-star of the DRS, but it won't be enough. And here comes King Panda. Panda wins the Brazilian Grand Prix. What a fantastic drive from Panda. Finally gets a race win. As 4-star settles for second. AJ, runner-up in P3. Toby, great job from him in P4. Diddy P5 ahead of Harry Palmer. Hobbsy P7 ahead of Wee Rabbi. Look at that multi-core scrap going on down there as well. Championship leader Phoenix will finish in P9. As both Saubers will finish in P10 and P11 there. Cavolis gets ahead of his team in freefall. We know that freefall has been the highest Sauber driver, but it looks like Cavolis gets ahead. Nathan JB's had a few wins in CRL. His last one, when was his last one? Was it? Oh, I can't remember. But it wasn't this season, was it? It was season 10. I get confused between season 9 and season 10. I want to say Brazilian Grand Prix, but I don't think it is. But it's King Panda, the man that takes the victory in Brazil. I think it's his first win since, I think, season 8, season 9, the Chinese Grand Prix, when he went from Inter to Dry that day, or Dry to Inter, I can't remember, but it was definitely one of the two. But King Panda, fantastic drive from him to set the fast lap as well, to start P5. 4-star, finished in P2. Got to give credit to 4-star despite me doubting his strategy, but I've seen it plenty of times, even when the mini compound tyre started to fade away, so you're going to forgive me 4-star. AJ P3 ahead of Tobes, Diddy P5, Harry Palmer 6 despite his very bizarre mistake. Hobbsy P7, Wee Up in P8, Phoenix P9, Cavolis in P10 ahead of 3-4, Ruben Klerpion, Mighty Atom, Curly, Bean, and there's your DNS from Little One, KXI and AFL, the ones that DNF'd during this race. Join us back next week. Or join us back on Thursday, for the the Brazilian Grand Prix, because I'll try and find the calendar as quick as I can before I end the stream. It is the land of the rising sun. We are back at the Japanese Grand Prix next Monday at 8 o'clock. We'll see you all later. Goodbye for now. Take care.